Here you are, back in the supplement aisle, scanning natural laxatives and wondering why, no matter how many salads you eat, you're still backed up. Plus, your hands are always cold and you're struggling with brain fog. Then it hits you and you have the thought, maybe it's my thyroid. So you book an appointment with your doctor, you describe the fatigue, constipation, and waking you're experiencing. They do a basic thyroid panel and say the words you've heard before. Your labs look fine. But inside you're screaming, things are not fine. I'm going to explain something that's commonly missed, the connection between your thyroid and your gut, and how this relationship could be the missing piece to your constipation, fatigue, and brain fog. And here's what most people don't realize: your thyroid doesn't just impact weight or energy, it also controls gut motility, the rate at which food and waste move through your system. And your gut plays a crucial role in the conversion of your thyroid hormones. When your gut is inflamed or out of balance, that conversion gets disrupted and you struggle with all of the symptoms of hypothyroidism, even if you're not clinically hypothyroid. So, if you're constipated, tired, gaining weight, and your provider told you that your thyroid labs are normal, even though they only tested TSH, you're not getting the full picture. Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a registered dietitian with a master's in nutrition and functional medicine. In this episode of my 12-week constipation healing series, I'm diving into one of the most overlooked connections in gut health, the gut thyroid axis. One of the key thyroid hormones is free T3. It helps your digestive tract contract and move food through it in a process called peristalsis. When free T3 levels are too low, peristalsis slows down. And when that happens, constipation sets in. But this isn't just about slow digestion. Low T3 can also make it hard for you to focus on work because of the intense brain fog. You might find yourself canceling plans because you're too tired to hang out. This affects your whole life. Some common symptoms of low free T3: constipation, bloating, unexplained waking, even when you're eating healthy, feeling cold or having heat intolerance, experiencing brain fog and fatigue, low libido, thinning hair. So many of my clients come to me with these symptoms and they say, but my thyroid labs are normal. Well, here's the problem. Most providers only test TSH and maybe free T4. But TSH is just a messenger. It doesn't tell you if your thyroid is producing adequate levels of thyroid hormones, or if those hormones are the active forms, or if your body can actually use what it's making. To really understand what's going on, you need a complete thyroid panel. One that includes free T3, the active hormone your cells use, free T4, the inactive form that must be converted into T3, and then reverse T3, which is often elevated in chronic stress and it can actually block active thyroid hormone when it's too high, and thyroid antibodies to screen for autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's. And even then, a range that is normal is not enough. In functional medicine, we look at optimal ranges because you can be within the reference range and still feel awful if your free T3 is low or if your reverse T3 is too high. This is where the functional ranges of these labs becomes really powerful, but they're often overlooked. Now let's talk about how your gut directly affects your thyroid. There are four key ways. The first is that nutrient deficiencies can lead to poor thyroid hormone production and conversion. If you're low in iron, zinc, or selenium, whether that's due to low intake from your diet or poor absorption from SIBO or some other condition, then your thyroid can't function properly. These nutrients are essential for the synthesis of your thyroid hormones and the conversion of T4 to T3. Number two, if you have an inflamed gut lining, this will block the conversion of T4 to T3. Your gut lining plays an active role in conversion, and inflammation from food sensitivities, toxins, dysbiosis, or food additives reduces the activity of the deiodinase enzymes that are responsible for this conversion. Number three, if you have leaky gut or dysbiosis, this is going to result in higher inflammation and stress hormones. And when the gut barrier is compromised, your immune system goes on high alert. This increases inflammatory cytokines and cortisol that can then lower thyroid hormone production, and it can also impair signaling. And number four, an imbalanced gut microbiome can lead to impaired T3 activation. Here's something most people never hear from their doctor. About 20% of your body's conversion of T4, the inactive thyroid hormone, into T3, the active form, happens in your gut. 20%. But if you have bacterial overgrowth, low diversity, and an inflamed gut, that conversion will be impaired, and no amount of thyroid medication will fix that until your gut is healed. So here's what you can do. Ask your provider to order a full thyroid panel. Here's how you can phrase that request. Please order free T3, free T4, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies in addition to TSH. And then make these 3 thyroid supporting foods a regular part of your diet. Eat 2 to 4 Brazil nuts every day for selenium, a serving of cod, shellfish, or seaweed snacks for iodine, and pumpkin seeds or turkey for tyrosine. All of those are going to help you have an easier time producing enough thyroid hormone. I want you to imagine this. Your doctor finally runs a complete thyroid panel. You see that your free T3 is low according to the functional ranges, something you missed before. You start working on healing your gut and your labs optimize. Soon you're traveling without laxatives. Your anxiety is lower as a result. You wake up clear headed, energized, and at ease in your own body. This is possible for you. But remember, it's not just about how much thyroid hormone your body makes, it's about whether you can activate, convert, and use it properly. This is root cause work. It's not always easy, but it's how you create real, lasting change.